Hey guys, so I wanted to come on and do a video kind of answering the question that I get a lot. Are we going to have any more babies? Now, McLean is asleep and Hudson has a snack, so fingers crossed I can make it through this video without too many distractions. But I just wanted to come on and do like a little sit down talk about it. I always, growing up, thought I wanted 2 to 3 kids. Chase and I talked about it, when we got married, before we got married, after we were married, when we started planning a family. And, we were both on the same page of 2 to 3 kids is what we wanted. And kind of more leaning to, if we had the first 2 of the same gender, then we would have a third in hopes of having 1 of each, which I feel like a lot of people do. We were very blessed in that we adopted our son and then our daughter, and we adopted them both within 1 year. And I'm going to do another video kind of telling our life story. So if you're new to the channel and don't know all of the goings-on that have brought us to where we are, that'll be in another video. But for this one, this is just, do we plan to have any more? But so having both of our kids within the same year, I feel like a lot of the, you want a baby and you plan all the things for a baby, and then it was just gone. Like, I didn't have a baby and then wait a year or 2 and then have another baby. Like, within a year and a half, 2 years, like, all my baby time was gone. So for a while, I was like, I want another one. Not right now. I want to wait till ours get a little bit older, but I want to be able to do the baby stuff again. But now I'm not so sure. Now that we're a little bit out of the baby phase and just really, things are just going so well. It's so much fun. The kids are at a great age. They are so good together. I think I could be happy just having 2. Obviously we never know what's in store and what God has planned for us, but I think, we have our boy, we have our girl, and if we didn't have any more, I would be totally fine with it. And we would never do, we talked about it, and after losing the triplets, we'll never do fertility treatments again. That's just too much stress on my body, and the financial burden of it, that's just not something that we're willing to do again. So that is checked off the list. If we were to get pregnant just on our own, hopefully my body would be able to handle it better. And we talked about when we first, right after we lost the triplets, I got an IUD, which is like the 5 or 10 year birth control. I got the 5-year one. And, we had talked about giving my body, the doctor said I need to give my body at least a year of not being pregnant to kind of just heal and recoup. And then we could talk about trying to get pregnant again. But so we, obviously we decided we weren't going to do fertility treatments, and then we were able to adopt Hudson. So then we talked about, staying on it for another year or so, and then maybe coming off and just seeing if I got pregnant, or, trying to pursue another adoption. And then McLean came along, and, 2 of the best blessings we could have ever asked for. But so then it's now, so this is July. In October will be 3 years that I've had my IUD in, and at first I didn't like it. I didn't like some of the side effects that it gave me. It gave me a lot of symptoms that I only had with pregnancy. And so for somebody, if anyone out there has gone through infertility and just the struggle, the roller coaster that is infertility, having those like signs and symptoms every couple months was just like, it was getting to be too much for me. I was about ready to just have it taken out and not worry about it, because and not even that I wanted to be pregnant at that time, but just the thought of, am I pregnant? Could this be? It's just too much. So, but luckily now everything is balanced out with that, and it may have been some of my hormones from the pregnancy were still kind of out of whack, so now I love it. I don't have those symptoms anymore, and so I don't know what we'll do. I still have another just over 2 years that this one will last. So I don't know if we'll just go off of it or if I'll get another one put in at that time. But so I don't see us really ever having any children biologically. There is still a part of me, and I couldn't love my kids anymore if I gave birth to them, so it's not that I have a need to have biological children. There's just a part of me, I loved being pregnant, and it's hard for me to totally say goodbye to the idea of being pregnant. As much as I say I'm fine not having any more kids, it's hard to just completely let that go. So it's not a door I'm shutting completely, but for now it's pretty closed. And then as far as adoption and pursuing another private adoption, I don't think we'll really do that. I don't know that it'll come to the point where we are pursuing another private adoption. You know, anybody out there who has adopted knows the roller coaster that it is. And, you know, with our son, it was a bit more of a roller coaster than with our daughter, but it's a lot of emotions and a lot of ups and downs, and I have several friends and even some family that are in the process of trying to adopt or have just recently adopted. And I know when McLean, when we were matched with McLean's birth mom, I had some guilt. I did, and it may be irrational to someone else. They may not understand it, but I kind of felt bad that we were blessed enough to adopt again, so close to our son's adoption, and I had friends and family that were still waiting and hadn't been matched, hadn't gotten anything. And obviously this wasn't a match. God planned this match for us, and he wanted us to have her, and I can't imagine not having her in our lives. I would have never wanted to like pass that opportunity off to somebody else. But I did kind of feel bad that I had these friends that were wanting a baby so bad, and here I was blessed and had two, and they still had none. So you know, I don't know that we'll pursue that again, but if a situation fell in our laps, I don't know that we would say no to it depending on the circumstances. Chase maybe disagrees with that a little bit. He is fine being done. He says, no more, we've got our two, we got a boy and a girl, we're good, we're not having any more kids. I don't like to be so definitive. I always tell him, you know, don't laugh because God has funny plans. You know, whatever you think, you make plans and God laughs at them. So I don't close the door completely on any more kids. As far as Chase, he's like, no, I'm done. And then the third option for growing our family would be foster care. And this is actually something that really has touched my heart. Even before we were matched with McLean's birth mom, it's something I had been considering. At the time, I was a little unsure if I emotionally was ready to do foster care because of having the losses and going through everything with losing our 5 babies. The thought of having a baby come into our home to get bonded with, just to have them taken away, I just didn't think emotionally I was at a place to be the best foster parent. So I kind of, you know, didn't really pursue it too much. And then, like literally a week after I really felt God lay that on my heart, we got contacted about McLean's birth mom. So I'm like, okay, clearly God is not wanting that for our lives right now. Chase is not fully on board. Not that he's against being a foster parent. It's more he thinks our family is complete and he's not trying to add to our family. So I asked God, you know, if this is something he's laid on my heart, that he just softens Chase's heart to it. And I don't think if we were to do foster care, I don't think it'd be for another couple years. Chase has said, you know, he wanted our kids to be the oldest. Because it's funny. As much as Chase says, nope, we're done, we're not having any more, then he like says little comments that he might be open to it, you know, because he said, I want our kids to be the oldest if we were to do that. And he just saw a post on Facebook the other day saying that our area was in need of foster parents, and he was like, you know, it would have to at least be a little while, not right now. So I think that God may be softening his heart to it for years down the road. I don't think it's something that's going to be in any time right now. But we'll see. I don't know what God has in store for us. So in the meantime, I have been trying to help support other foster parents. I know some, I wouldn't really call them friends, some acquaintances of ours that go to the church we used to go to are foster parents. And their son, they actually were just able to adopt him officially a couple months ago. And he was actually in Hudson's class at the preschool, which I thought was really cool because it's just a small, I think there were like 8 kids in the class and 2 of which were adopted. And so, you know, it's just God puts the people in your life that he knows need to be there. And so I've given them stuff, and through them I've reached out to other foster parents and passed on, you know, toys and clothes and tried to donate some other stuff. If I can't be a foster parent right now, I at least try to support other local foster parents. But yeah, so I feel like if anything, that would be the way we grow our family. But I don't know. We'll see. And I feel like I've rambled long enough, and I'm sure y'all stopped watching at the first like 2 minutes when I said, no, I'm having another baby right now. But if you watched the whole video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know. And if you have any other questions, just leave them down in the description box. I'll do my best to answer them. Hopefully I answered all your questions about this. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye.